Hello traders, welcome to April 2nd, 2014. Welcome to our educational videos brought to you through FXCL Markets, FXCL Excellence in Trading. And good day to you all. Please let me introduce myself to you. My name is William K. Gilday. I'm a moderator and professional Forex trader from 2006, and I went full-time in 2008. And it's a pleasure to be with you today as we go through our new series, which we started on yesterday, and we're very excited about it, and we're getting some great feedback, and thank you traders for giving that great feedback to us. Before we get started, let us go through the risk disclaimer. If you would take about 10 seconds and read over the risk disclaimer, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to send them in to us at FXCL Markets. Okay, let's get started at our market open preview, which we'll give to you every day before the London Open. And this, again, is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Really happy to be with you today, and we're going to go over some market activity that happened on yesterday, and then we're going to go into the charts for today and see if we can continue doing some trade plans for today, and we'll go over some fundamentals. So let's do some fundamentals before we move on, and we'll take a look at the economic calendar today so you can watch yourself in today's trading. Okay, so I am currently in Thailand, and the Aussie dollar had some data come out in the Asia session, and it was building approvals, and it came out negative today. It was negative 5.0 versus negative 2.5. So that was not a good data today for the Aussie dollar. Today in the London session, we have the euro giving us our GDP, gross domestic product, and it's year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter data. Later on in our day, when we get to the New York session, we have ADP non-farm employment numbers, and then we have, again in the U.S. session, we have factory orders that are coming out. And yesterday, if we could just talk about yesterday for a moment, we had ISM data come out from the United States, and it was bad numbers. Funnily enough, as we'll see when we go to the charts, that the ISM data really didn't have much of an impact on the market, and we still saw dollar strength. So just keep an eye on these fundamentals as they come out today and protect yourself when you're trading. Okay, traders, let's continue with our market open preview, and let's get to the charts. Here we go. This is our standard chart setup, and we're going to do some analysis today on some trading pairs. We're going to take a look at what we talked about yesterday, and we talked about quite a bit yesterday, but we're going to talk about dollar strength, which we talked about and said we were going to watch that yesterday for dollar strength, and we were curious of how the Eurozone was going to handle that with European data out yesterday. Okay, so what we want to look at is, let's take a look at the indices right now. If we take a look at the indices right now, the S&P 500 futures is up, the NASDAQ 100 futures is up, the Dow is up, the DAX is up, the FTSE is up, and as we are in the Asia session, the Nikkei 225 is the winner at 1.59%, and it's up. So our indice markets are in the positive. The only thing that is showing a negative, and it's negative 0.02%, which is very little, is the US dollar index. All right, let's start where we were on yesterday, and let's go to some charts and see what we have. All right, so we talked about this yesterday, and this is the euro dollar, and I'm currently on the 15-minute chart. And we've been talking about this pair for quite a while. And what we've seen here is that this currency pair has done pretty much what we expected it to do. I really wanted this pair to come up to this 161.8 level at 1.3847, 38.47. I was looking for my take profit. We did talk about here that we really wanted to scale out of our trades at this level. So this did what we expected it to do. It did come up to our 1.3805 price level. And if I was in this trade, I would have scaled out my position. But I am still looking for it to come up to the 161.8, but it's really moving very slowly. Look at yesterday's New York session, very, very slowly. And there was data out at this time, and there was really not much going on. All right, so this is pretty lackluster, right? So the euro is moving 79 pips a day, and today it's only moved 15 pips. So not a pair that I'm really interested in. I don't see anything that I can even plan. If we go to the daily chart again, we did today start with a higher low from yesterday. And let me bring this out for you, traders, so you can get a better look at that. There you go. So you can see this is today's candle, and you can see that this is still in an uptrend. We're now on our fourth higher low start. Look at what's going on in our MACD. Our MACD is showing us that the histogram bars are getting smaller, working its way up to the 0 line. And look at our moving average inside the MACD. It looks like it's starting to curl. That's what we want to see. And it looks like if you had to have any kind of a thought on this, you would say that this continues to be bullish. So we just have to keep that in mind. Let's move on to the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is absolutely sideways. However, we did get a higher low at today's market open in Asia. So we did get a higher low, and that's a good thing. And the 1-hour chart, which I absolutely adore, the 1-hour chart for the last 3 hours has been sideways. So not a lot to do with this, except that we want to take this to the upside. But I just don't like the feel of the pair right now, traders. I just do not like this. This doesn't set well with me as far as, do I want to enter into this pair as a trade? And I have to tell you, I'm not on board. I'm just not on board with the trade at this point. And you know, we should be bullish, but I'm not quite there yet. So let's shrink this chart back down. Remember, we want to come to the 161.8 fib that's our fib extension of this fib down here, and that's our take profit area. Don't know if it's going to make it today, guys and girls. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's bring out the pound dollar, and let me increase this for you guys so you guys can get a better look at this. This is quite interesting, as the pound dollar, even though we had bad ISM numbers come out of the United States, we did show dollar strength. However, it's still in our trade plan that we are down here at the 50% fib, and it is at the 1.6618, and it's been hovering in this area and really has not made many moves. So I would, we're still look at this New York bars here. This is 3 hours before New York close, and not a lot of movement. So again, today this pair's only moved 13 pips so far. So don't quite know. I don't like the MACD is really not the indicator we want to look at, right? Because this is an arranging market. This is absolutely an arranging market. So we need to realize that, if you look from here to here, this is in a range. And if you look at that, we're only looking at 10 pip range right there. So not something we really want to jump into. However, we do have a plan, and we're looking to take this to the upside. But I said yesterday that I was expecting dollar strength, and dollar strength is what we have. This is in a downtrend with dollar strength. Alrighty. Let me shrink those down and bring this back to normal. There we go. So you got to get a good overview of the whole chart. Look at our Bollinger Bands. It is down, pointing to the downside, and the upper Bollinger Band is out to the side, which is great. Let's take a look at our Aussie dollar. Here's our Aussie dollar. Let's go to the daily chart. Let me bring this in for you, traders. And let's expand that so we can get a nice shot of that. Okay, here's our Aussie dollar. Remember we were talking about this and we were concerned about this 200 exponential moving average, this 200 EMA, and price has actually came below the 200 and today opened below the 200 and is showing us a red candle. So this is quite interesting for me. So I'm more eager to refib this. And I like this swing here. So this is a doji, and we have 2 to the left and 2 to the right. This looks even to me, so we could use that. Okay, that's the same. So why don't we do our fib from there? So we're going to take this here, and we're going to bring this down, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Alrighty. Got that? Right. Okay, so on the daily, it's possible this could retrace back down to the 61.8. So let's go down the 4 hour, see what we have, traders. 4 hour is in agreement with what we were expecting to the downside. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Okay, this is our 1 hour chart. Now, this was a level that we put in yesterday that we were expecting this to come down to the 50%, 382, and continue to the upside. It didn't work. Just didn't work. But we didn't get in the trade, so it's okay. You know, no harm done. So let's get rid of that. So that's a good thing. And we'll get rid of that because that's not going to work. So we're in a sideways price action. Look at these wicks. Traders, look at this wick, doji, right? Then we get a candle, another doji. A lot of indecision here. This is neutrality in the Aussie dollar right now. It really hasn't made up its mind what it wants to do for today's trading. So we'll have to just keep an eye on that. I don't see a trade plan in effect here. Let's go down to the 15-minute chart and see what we have here. Here's our 15-minute chart. We do have a high and a low. Here's our high, right below the 200. Here's our low. So we can fib that on the 15-minute and see if we can get a possible entry. Okay, so this continues down. So we might be looking at the 38.2, and that's at 92.35. And we'll see to take that to the upside. So let's just mark that so we remember that. So we're looking at something like this, guys and girls. And let's just stick an arrow in there so we know what's going on, what we're looking at. There we go. So looking at somewhere in this box, we want to look for a bullish candlestick formation. We're going to take it up. The problem is that we're going to come back up to this 200, and we're not very many pips away from it. We're 12 pips away from the 200. I don't like that, traders. I don't like trading into resistance. So I've got to clarify that. And to tell you, this needs a question mark. And the reason I'm putting a question mark in there is I'm not sure I want to take that trade. I don't like 12 pips plus your 2.5 pip, 3 pip spread. You're down at 9 pips profit. That's not comfortable for me. So we'll put a question mark in there and we'll just keep an eye on it. I'd like to thank you for being with me today. And throughout the trading day, if any of our trades work out, I will do a market update. And again, thanks to FXCL Excellence in Trading for bringing you this educational video. Traders, I wish you a good trading day. Trade safe, trade smart, and we'll be talking to you shortly. Thank you very much, and have a great day.